economic a message of growth at a time when the world and certainly their economies like ours is challenged. But we came to them as partners, and I think we left with great hope and expectation. Thanks.
Good morning. I think the role of research universities in the innovation economy as economic engines is fairly well understood within Colorado, and I think you could see that reflected in the makeup of Governor Ritter's trade mission. Colorado State University, the University of Colorado, and Colorado School of Mines were all well represented. Colorado State University's specific agreements included signings with the National Institute of Radiological Sciences in Japan, Gifu University in Japan, the China Institute of Water Resources and Hydropower Research, and East China Normal University. And these agreements will allow Colorado students more international opportunities, which we know matter in a global economy, and they'll also put together some of the finest scientists in the world, both from Colorado State, but also from partner institutions in Japan and China to work on areas ranging from food safety to atmospheric research, from infectious disease to water resources to laser optics. And we know from experience that when we mix the very best students and the very best scientists, the results, although not always predictable, will really push forward the state of the science. The last point I'd underscore is one that Joe Blake just made. I don't think you can overstate the importance of Governor Ritter's leadership and the involvement of his cabinet in this trade mission. Being a part of this added a certain clarity of focus to the academic discussions that I think help all of us recall and keep foremost the observation that our students and our research has a real impact on the economy, not just in Colorado, but globally. And I know I speak for my colleagues at the University of Colorado and the Colorado School of Mines, as well as ourselves at Colorado State University, when we say that we were very pleased to be a part of this trade mission. Thank you. Thanks.
What do you want to say about the airport discussion since you were part of that?
Sure. Let me join first the chorus of congratulations and thanks to the governor and his team for the tremendous leadership shown on this trip. From a city standpoint, I was on this trip because we understand that the next spoke, very critical spoke in the wheel for making Denver International Airport a world-class airport, is this direct link to the Asian market. And Tokyo is the gateway to the Asian market for us. The meetings with ANA were extremely positive. This is the second trip that I've made over to Japan in the last 6 months. I was over in March. And I'll tell you that the conversation from March to the moment that we met with them last week were like night and day. They're extremely positive. They have named Denver as one of the markets, of the 2 markets they're really studying right now. And it will be Denver in the end, I really believe. The conversations have been extremely positive. And for them to say that they want to come to Denver to visit, in that culture and in the way they do business was extremely important for us. It's a benchmark that we had to get to. And we're extremely excited about hosting them if and when that time is set, along with the governor's office as well as the city of Denver. This could mean a $100 to $150 million economic impact for Denver, and a tremendous opportunity for the businesses that are here and those that are considering Denver and Colorado, the state of Colorado, for partnership and for reestablishing or opening divisions of their business. And so that's why it's important for us to continue to establish ourselves, continue to work on the relationship with ANA and with the Japanese business community, so that we can stress the importance of opening up the Asian gateway through Tokyo and Ritter Airport. So again, thanks to the governor for his tremendous leadership. This was an awfully positive, I should have used that sort of double entendre, a very positive trip, and his leadership was very, very evident while we were over there, and people were very proud and excited to see him. And I was proud to be a member of the state and a member of the city of Denver to be with the delegation while we were over there. So thank you.
With that, we'll do questions.
Governor, what was the impression of Colorado before you did the 4 visits compared to after you left? Did they think you were a bunch of cowboy boot wearing mountain people? What did they think about Colorado?
That's hard for me to speak to what their impressions were prior to that. What I can tell you, I think, and Don emphasized this, I think when we start talking about Colorado being a place with a very highly educated population, the second or third highest educated population, they really paid attention to that. There's somebody here, Jim Lyons, who wasn't part of our delegation, he's in the back, but we talked as well about how we have this jobs cabinet that really is thinking about how we educate the workforce for the 21st century. So when they talked about their industry and they talked about their company coming here, the first question they would ask is, what's your education system like? And are you educating people so that we'll have a workforce ready to go to work? And that's very much what our focus has been with this jobs cabinet. So I think that part of it, they probably didn't know at what level we were focusing on clean energy and new energy, and that was important as well. They're obviously very, I think, interested to see how the Obama administration undertakes to rebuild the American economy. It's had a real echo effect, particularly in Japan, probably a little bit less so in China, but still some impact. And hearing about our new energy economy, hearing about our research and development emphasis, and really about this highly educated population in a business-friendly state, I think their impression was really positive. So, thanks.
Governor, while you were gone, the Ethics Commission offered the opinion that it's okay for government officials to accept gifts for these types of missions. With that in mind, do you think that you'll be getting out more?
Well, we were happy that the Ethics Commission confirmed our notion that this was an appropriate way. This is how trade missions have historically been funded, and we hope that the Commission would see the wisdom in doing that. In terms of getting out more, I mean, the limit for us is really the need to be here and to govern. These are positive things, and as Joe said, there are people that have been going there. It is important for them to see the governor, I believe. I mean, we were able to get CEOs of major Japanese companies to sit down with us and talk about their interest in North America, and then specifically interest in Colorado, in part because I, as the governor, was there. And so I do think it's helpful. I don't know that the time constraints in this job will permit me to do much more than I've already done. It was absolutely critical for us to go to Asia, though.
Governor, who do you think is our biggest competitor for that direct Tokyo-Denver route, and why does Denver have an advantage?
They mentioned a few markets, and Denver has a distinct advantage. Let me talk about why Denver has an advantage. Because it is built as a hub airport, and because ANA is part of the Star Alliance, and so United Airlines, who has its hub here, is part of that alliance as well. And you can reach 120 markets out of Denver nonstop. So you stop once if you want to get to any of those 120 destinations that you can get to nonstop out of Denver.